Hey guys, Rodney Miller, Hard Money Partner. Thanks to everybody for a great August. We're making lots of loans statewide. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I love to talk about and something that was a game changer for me, and I think it will be for you too. I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think the most valuable resource is that you have in your possession? What is your most valuable resource? What's everybody's most valuable resource? Time. Time is the most valuable resource. It's not money. It's not brain power. It's time. We all have 24 hours in a day we have to work with, and some seem to make more out of that 24 hours in a day than others. You ever wonder how some people just get a lot more crap done in a 24-hour period, and how a lot of people just have projects going out the wazoo and their business is growing and they're just getting a lot done. They've mastered the concept of time. That's what we're going to talk about today. And I learned this many years ago when I was running my real estate business, and I was running myself ragged, and I was working, 15 hours a day. I'd get up, I was chasing down deals, and I was running around looking at houses, making offers, doing the paperwork. And I had another business going too. I mean, I had another business I was working on. I was just running myself ragged. And this really smart guy kept telling me, you need to hire an assistant. You need an assistant. I kept convincing myself I couldn't afford an assistant. He said, hire an assistant, you'll be able to afford it. I put him off and put him off. And finally, I did it. I hired an assistant. The first handful of assistants, the first few were complete disasters, nightmares. They didn't work out. They didn't work like I did. They didn't think like I did. It was a rocky road in the beginning, but I finally found somebody that understood me and thought like me and worked as hard as I did. And that was about 15 years ago, and she's still with me today. But it was a game changer. She took everything off my plate, all the admin stuff, taking the phone calls, everything that really was administrative came off my plate. And you know what I did? So it freed up a lot of time. And so basically, what I did is I spent that time on more marketing and more marketing efforts, shaking hands, meeting more people, looking at more houses because I was doing more marketing. And my business over the next couple of years quadrupled just because I was focusing on the right thing and I had the time to do it. Huge concept at me. I mean, everything just kind of, after that, I kind of understood the value of time. The next step was, just mundane things around the house. I was mowing my lawn. I was doing the handyman work and stuff on the weekends. And I somehow convinced my wife that that was a waste of my time. I needed to take, and that was not easy convincing her that, but I needed to take that time and work on the business. So for $40, a job, I had somebody mow the lawn every week, and I would take that time and I'd get on my laptop and I'd do a work on the business. Handyman stuff, we started hiring out. It cost us money, but we were really buying time is what we were doing. When you have somebody do your yard work, when you have to do your handyman work, you're buying time. And then I convinced her to get a maid and stop wasting time on cleaning the house and spending it with our kids and working on the stuff that mattered. And that was a game changer for her. So really what you're doing is you're buying time. That's how you learn to master time. You buy it. And the big, I guess, light bulb moment for me was, but I didn't think I could afford it. But when I did it, I could definitely afford it because it quadrupled my business. So you might not think you can afford it, but if you spend the extra time you get on the right things, you will be able to afford it. So fast forward, I started framing everything in that. How can I squeeze more out of the time that I have? How can I free up time and squeeze more out of the time that I have? And so I was doing a lot of fix and flips, which still required a lot of my attention, a lot of my time. And I decided at that point that I was just going to switch to rental properties. And so I stopped doing fix and flips. There's nothing wrong with fix and flips. If it's a good way to start in the business, a good way to learn the ins and outs of the business, and you can make good money doing it. But for me, I'd done it for a long time and I was just running rag and it was taking too much time. So decided to switch to rentals and focus all my efforts on accumulating rentals. And so over a course of 2 or 3 years, I got up to about 100 rental houses. Realized one day that, there's 100 families getting up every day and going to work to pay off my property and give me a little profit. And I'm not really doing much. After I find the property, it just keeps on giving. So that's another way to crunch time. Just think strategically about what you're doing and how you can get more return on an initial effort than having to keep putting out effort all the time. That makes sense? Hey, if you like this subject, will you hit the like button? My guys are telling me I need to ask for likes. I never do. Please hit the like button and leave me a comment if you like this subject, you want more like this. Okay. So a couple of years ago, I decided to put this strategy on steroids. And so I started looking into hiring VAs. And so I hired a VA up in the Philippines, and he kind of helps me out with these videos. So the VA over in the Philippines, his name's Ian. Hey, Ian, he's going to watch this video. He's going to edit it. He's going to chop it down. He's going to put it up on YouTube and on Facebook and do all that much better than I could do it. And I think Ian makes $3 an hour, US dollars. And over in the Philippines, that's kind of the going rate, and they have a lot smaller cost of living. So, but Ian takes that off my plate, and I can focus on making these videos, and then forgetting about them, and then they show up, weeks later. And I'm buying time from Ian. Ian is allowing me to focus more time on making this content and sending it out to you. And so the concept just keeps. Once you learn the concept, you just keep using it over and over again, and things keep compounding. I just got another, when I got into the loan business a couple of years ago, I'd been loaning for years, and I was doing it okay, but I wasn't really doing it great. And so I decided I want to really do more lending. And so I found a coach for lending, and it seemed really expensive at the time. It was $15,000 for 2 days with this coach. And I'm not sure if I wanted to go that route. Kind of, had to really give it a lot of thought, but I pulled the trigger. I spent the $15,000, got 2 days worth of fantastic coaching. And not only did I get the coaching, I got the contracts, all the paperwork. I got an attorney referral that I use still today out of Pittsburgh that puts together my notes, mortgages, deeds, all that stuff, and works with the title company. I've got a valuator that goes out and evaluates the property, so I don't have to do it. That's a half day process, especially if you go outside of the city, the city to go look at properties. They taught me all this for $15,000, and I hit the ground running and got my money back probably within a couple months. So I could have struggled months and years to figure this business out, but I did what we call collapsing time frames, and I hired a coach, and I bought time. That's really all I did. I bought time. I figured all this stuff out. I got the keys to the kingdom in a matter of hours and days instead of months and years. Really the same concept. I hired another VA named Justin, because one day I had this idea. Hey, I'm going to hit every banker in town. I'm going to look them up on the internet, and I'm going to put them in a spreadsheet, and then I'm going to call them, and I'm going to go after them. Because they make loans. Sometimes they can't make loans to certain people due to credit or due to whatever. And if there's real estate involved, I want them to send a loan to me. So instead of doing that myself, which I really considered doing it, I thought, well, why don't I just try VA? Maybe they could do it better than I can. So I found Justin over in the Philippines, $3 an hour. Within a week, he had a large spreadsheet full of bankers. He got on the internet and he built a spreadsheet full of bankers. And next week, he's going to start calling these bankers. And then he's going to set up interviews for me or meet and greets for me, just to go out there and give them a brochure and a card and meet with them. And my God, that was a great decision. It shortened the time frame, and I bought time. And so it just over and over and over. I could give you thousands of examples of how I paid for time that I could use to do the things that matter. So it's such an important concept. You've got to get this if you're ever going to grow and scale. Remember the word scale. You can't scale unless you master time and you learn to buy time and you're willing to spend the time. Now, if you're into fancy cars, travel, and that's your goal, hey, no problem, man. I get it. But it'll come. First, focus on time. That other stuff will come, but don't make that paramount in the beginning. Put those on the back burner and focus on buying time so you can get more done. You can make more money, you can grow, you can scale, and then someday you'll have so much money, you can do whatever you want, and you can get those fancy cars and take those big trips and all that. But first things first. Anyway, I hope you like this. Once again, hit the like button if you like this, if you want to see more stuff like this. If you want to talk about the Filipino VAs, I would love to do one on that, but I want to hear from you first. If you guys want to learn about how to hire Filipino VAs at $3 an hour, these guys have master's degrees. They can do everything. Anything you need done, they can do it, from administrative to Google pay-per-click to graphic design, anything you can do, they can do it better than you probably and faster. The good thing is they're doing it while you're sleeping. So it's a pretty good deal. So if you guys want me to delve into that topic more, you got to let me know. You got to hit the like button. You got to leave me a comment. So appreciate all you guys for a great August. Look forward to seeing you guys. If you're going to want to, if you're ever in town or you're out of town, call me for coffee. My cell phone is 405-204-1715. Love talking real estate. Love talking business. Give me a call, look me up. Rodney Miller, Hard Money Partner. Thanks.